All right, here we are. We're here. We're a little late. I know. No excuse. We're a little late this morning, but I don't know. These days, does it matter if you're early or late? I guess it does. So he's Michael Knight. I'm New York Vinnie. We're Mikey and Vinnie. Take on the world, and I don't know about you, but I'm not in exactly the best mood this morning.
Well, that's understandable. We are wearing our colors. You have on your Seahawks gear for the Super Bowl. I have on my Italian hat for the Winter Olympics, which are on right now. Kristen, my lovely, long-suffering, ever-loving wife, is watching the action already playing out on the screens of NBC as
Well, now the
the
opening ceremony is tonight, so
as the skaters are already competing.
yeah, and with the time difference, did they have the no? Is the opening ceremony tonight, or are the skaters actually legitimately competing? Or I don't know. It's confusing to me when it's over there and with the time delay. I watched the Canadian coverage.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
Far superior to what NBC.
The replay will be tonight. The opening ceremony will be live at 11 o'clock West Coast time this morning.
Okay.
Half an hour.
So,
and there is competition on now.
Good. Well, that'll
And
be
Donald Trump wants you to know that his racist video of the Obama family was a complete mistake. Somebody got the files all wrong at the White House. They posted that without anybody knowing it. He took it down, and now he has apologized, and everything is right with the world. Because Donald Trump has
what
lied.
he's saying. I didn't see what he's saying. Is that what he's saying? And he apologized?
He didn't apologize. He explained what was wrong. Somebody at the White House has total control of the ability to post things, and they just went crazy. Did something that no one wanted them to do.
You know,
and that's a lie, Vinny.
When I saw that this morning, the only thing that came to my mind was the quote of Welch, the Army attorney in the Joe McCarthy case, which was, "Have you no decency, sir? Have you no decency at all?"
At long last.
At long last, yeah. I mean, it's just it's the only it's beyond comical. It's beyond anything that you can come up with. It's beyond any excuse. It's beyond any listen. It's just very simple. If you believe in this man, if you are an acolyte, if you are a follower, if you make excuses for him, then you are a fucking racist. If you believe what he believes, you are a fucking racist in my book.
And I just about any book.
If you believe in this guy, then your morals and my morals don't mix. You may as well be you might as well be wearing a hood and burning crosses.
That is the moral equivalency of what we're dealing with. That is who your president is. That is who your candidate is. That's who this guy that you believe God sent to lead the American people to a strange, ugly, hateful place. And you walk along right with him. You can't say you're not lockstep with Donald Trump if you're a voter for him, if you're a Republican, if you sustain all his works if you refuse to think on your own, if you wait every morning for instructions as to what sort of senator, what sort of representative you're going to be, if you are a state politician in Texas, in Arkansas, in any state,
New York,
it's
California.
You've got too much to answer for. You now have to answer for all his works because we judge you by the way we judge him. And we assume that if you can't say no, if you can't voice your opposition to Donald Trump and his manner of thinking and his lying son of a bitch, watery excuses that he always comes up with. I don't know anything about it. I didn't hear anything about it. I don't know what that means. I don't know that guy. I didn't hear anything. That's not what I heard. I'm hearing great things. All the stock answers that he comes up with, all the insulting, ridiculous comments that he makes every single day.
You're got to understand. Up for a rapist child molester,
right?
A rapist child molester, bigot, racist.
Where's the bright spot? Where's the bright spot in this guy?
Paragraph with him.
True. And how have we allowed this to happen? How have we endorsed this guy with every step of the way? You think Tommy Tuberville is going to come out and say something nasty about Donald Trump today because of that post? You think he's going to have anything to say about it that is sensible and
that's critical? Just Donald Trump. That's what you're going to hear.
That's just the way he is.
I'm waiting to hear. It's 2:00 in the afternoon or almost 2:00 in the afternoon in Washington. How many people have come out and just denounced it that aren't Democrats? Is there a Mitch McConnell? Is there any one of these Democrats? Any one of these Republicans, I should say, that have stood up?
They don't dare.
And said, this is just unacceptable?
They do not dare to cross the Fuhrer.
It's a sad chapter in our country's history. I'm starting to think, I always thought that we would be able to somehow get by this. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure that we get by this. I'm not sure that we're not, that a large number of people in this country are not, I mean, if you want to believe it in a religious way, are not sinning beyond redemption. Are not sinning. When they're supposed to be, Catholicism teaches us that you're supposed to forgive people.
Well, the people at the prayer breakfast from yesterday can forgive Donald Trump for what he said then and what he said today. Let Jesus do the sorting on that one.
Well,
I'd like to hear the definition.
Do the sorting. Jesus. What we have here are men that speak in Jesus' name. So let's make that distinction right away. Is that nobody is Jesus on the face of the earth, or at least not that we know about. So these are just men that are using Jesus to accomplish their means, using the name of Jesus.
Get the collection going. Pass the plate. In Jesus' name.
I don't know what kind of mental midget, what kind of person, and not the president, what kind of just truck driver Joe? What kind of truck driver goes to a prayer breakfast in the morning and comes home at night and posts racist stuff like this guy, this president, who I don't even want to call him president anymore. I mean, I almost feel like President Slapdick is too much of an honor for him.
Honor is never going to be included in the ways of describing what we're dealing with right now. There is no honor in what he does. There's no honor in those who support him, whether it be a voter or a senator.
He's
No
not
honor
my
whatsoever.
president. He's not my president.
Nor mine.
He's not. And if he is the president of the majority of the people in the United States, you know what? I don't want to be an American. And I'll say that I love this country. I don't love the things we do, but I love this country. And I hate what these people are doing to our country. And what has been allowed to happen to our country. And what this absolute just piece of shit, and that's all he is just a piece of shit, has been allowed to do to our country.
There seems to be, how can there be no way to stop this? How can there be no way to put the brakes on? How can there be no way to change direction, to change everything about it, to insist that we be Americans again?
But we don't have enough people with enough nerve to do it. We don't have enough people with enough nerve to stand up and say, I've had enough.
More than enough.
If this isn't enough for you, then you're a fucking racist. If you looked at that thing that he posted and laughed, you're a racist.
If
you use him, you're a racist.
And consistently, no matter how far his ratings go underwater, there's always 30% that love everything he does. There's 30% that couldn't care less about the content of his daily spew.
It's a cult. He killed 1 million people in this country with COVID. And that wasn't enough for you to say this guy does not belong as president of the United States.
No, he said, I can kill 1 million with COVID. I can bring Kennedy in, and he'll kill another 3 million with measles and or any other disease that can get rolling. And no one will stop me. I'm here to kill Americans. I'm here to wipe out the population. I'm here to extend the evil that nature has brought to us with these viruses. I'm here to multiply that and make it worse, make it undetectable, make it untreatable. That's going to be my gift to you. Death on a stick.
Yeah, I don't here's a new one. Trump wants a Penn Station and Dulles Airport named for him in exchange for billions in frozen transit funds.
Yes. You don't get the money that you're already earned to extend light rail or whatever the case may be in your neighborhood, in your state, unless we rename these stations in honor of myself. Just make it Donald S. Trump. And be sure to change the tiles in the subway so that people know when they roll into the station that they're in Trump Station. I especially want that done.
Just a sick piece of shit. That's all he is, a sick piece of shit. And it's just, this latest thing is just, this is the kind of stuff that your sick fucking grandfather would send you, like a fax of the meme that he put up. The only thing about this is that if you had any doubt about people that you know that were racist, this definitely takes care of it. If you say, well, I don't know about this guy.
Enjoy the fruits of Trump's labor.
Yeah, I don't know. He said things in the past around the office that maybe has, makes you think that maybe he's not friendly. He said things. He said things about people. When Obama was president, he was always saying something about it. And now you know.
It wasn't just a one-off.
If
It's a
you
constant.
don't stand up now, when will you stand up?
I don't think they're going to stand up at all. I think that this is going to be a 5 alarm fires away. Everything he's doing is being described with the backdrop of Washington and the normalcy of what America used to be as opposed to what we've become. And the world, our friends, what used to be our allies, are fed up with it. They've had it with us. They can't trust us. They can't use us. We won't help people. We don't understand who we used to be and what our responsibility was to the world. We've lost our identity and accepted this new identity without ever questioning it. Whatever he says goes. And the evil people around him, like the FBI and this guy Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi and all the other jokers and losers and dark evil people that gather around him and enjoy being in the shadow of Trump. Every day they work to destroy the very fabric of the nation. The FBI is no longer somebody you can trust. You can only understand what they do when they show up, seize documents, and try to shut down votes, try to shut down investigations into murders in Minneapolis, try to shut down the Department of Justice, which is now probably not even worthy of discussion because it doesn't exist anymore. Justice is gone. Education is gone. The checks and balances of the Congress is gone. And they went happily. They went quietly. They went without a squeak. And today they don't see anything wrong with what's going on. Today it all looks right to them. This is how it should have been. This is the way God wanted it when he sent Donald Trump to be our savior. It's a bucket of shit.
It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. It's sickening that I don't know. It's sickening that he exists. It's sickening that he's in a position of power. But what's even more sickening is that I have friends that support him. I have friends that think that he's right. I have friends and people that you know and people that you admire, people in your family, people you've been friends with for years that say that he's right.
So has this been part of the American dream all along? This hateful streak was always there, strong, indelible.
I think it has been, Michael. I think as much as we, again, we live on the coasts, man. It's different. You get in middle America, and it's a whole different thing.
Soybeans and Trump.
You go to the South, and it's a whole different thing. Now there's progressive spots in the South, but yeah, I mean it's just a complete and utter endorsement of those people in those places that that think like this. There are a lot of people out there that still think like this, Michael.
Oh, yes, Vinny, there are.
There's still a ton of people that still think like this, as we're finding out, because now it feels okay for the people on the coast to think like, people that live on the coast used to just keep their mouth shut to feel like this, because they become pariahs. They become, they wouldn't be invited to play bridge, or they wouldn't be invited to play golf, or they wouldn't be invited to, to hang out with the guys, or the women that, or the parties, or the West Coast, East Coast dreams of people living together. It's always been like this in New York. I mean, there's been an acceptance of people, and it's changed over the years. I'm not there now, so I don't know, but I remember when it was like this in New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, usually outside of the cities, but it's like that now outside the cities in California and in Oregon and in Washington. It's infected our whole country. We want guns, and we want to be able to use them against people that don't look like us. That's America.
And we're okay with arresting 2-year-olds and 5-year-olds and transporting them to Texas to be imprisoned. And if the judge orders them to be returned, we violate that judge's order.
Well, they're okay with it. I'm not okay with it. If they want that to happen, and they're not speaking in my name.
They're happy to do it in their own name. They're very much comfortable owning it.
It's almost like for a day that, I kind of wanted to think of nothing but the Super Bowl and the game and what's going on with all of that. Here we are spending a half hour of our show talking about the same old stuff that we've been talking about for years. For absolute years. And when he wasn't president, you could ignore it. But now you can't ignore it.
And don't you find it fascinating that the army is willing to go along with him? You want to go to Venezuela? You want to go to Greenland? The army will go with you. They won't. No questions asked. You're the commander in chief. Just make your needs known, and we'll answer. The cops, the sheriffs, the ICE, the border guards, all the federal employees. No problems with them. They're willing to do any kind of shit on the sidewalks of Minneapolis. They're willing to arrest any family members, lie to them, transport them overnight to Texas, to a concentration camp that's been waiting for them. No squeaks, no complaints, no problems. It's a system that works well. And those inside of it wearing their masks in their unmarked cars are government employees content with their work.
Yeah, except the funny thing is they haven't been getting paid either. He's stiffing them too. There's reports that these guys haven't seen checks in 4 weeks. And that the whole $10,000 bonus that they were expecting, or $50,000 bonus that they were expecting.
Forget about it.
There's such a stringent set of requirements that they have to meet that they don't feel like anybody can meet the requirements. It's a terms of service, man. They saw it and they signed it. They didn't read it. then give it to a lawyer and say, read this. What am I signing?
What kind of lawyer are you talking about? There's Trump lawyers, and then there's the real lawyers.
They
There's
just
Trump
signed.
law, and then there's regular case law. But there's always two versions. There's the Trump style, which is always a little bit different than the style that you would feel comfortable with. And it applies to everything in life, everything from getting up in the morning till running for Senate and enjoying your evening after dinner. It's all been altered into Trump world. It's a slight twist that it used to be. It used to be one way, but now it's Trump way. And it can't be fixed. Once it's Trumpified, you're done. That's the way it's going to stay. That's the way it'll be until further notice. And there's no way to fix it. There's no way to change it. There's no way to stop it.
Yeah. It's a sad chapter in our country's history that isn't going to get better anytime soon. I fear. I don't see it getting better. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll get better. I don't have a lot of hope that it's going to get better. I don't have a lot of feeling that it's going to get better. It feels like it's going to get a lot worse. And I start to have my doubts that it'll ever recover. That this will be a very different country than it was when we were growing up and when we were coming up. I've said this to you many times before, Michael. We caught the best of it. We were lucky.
Managed to have a summer of love stuck in there. Only one.
We had a summer of love. We had
the summers of love.
We just couldn't keep it going. Couldn't keep it going. All right, let's try to move on to some.
I'm wondering if this Super Bowl is going to be a game that even has the illusion of evenness between these two teams. I thought when we first got finished with the playoffs that the Patriots had a really good chance to advance against anybody. But everybody on the planet is picking the Seahawks. I don't know anybody who's genuinely convinced that the Patriots are going to win. Not that they couldn't. Anything can happen in the Super Bowl. But for the most part, the trends that have presented themselves through the NFL season are realized once again in the championship game. And if that's the case, I don't see how Seattle can lose.
Yeah, well, there's only one thing that they could do, I think, to lose. And that is, well, two things. Number one, Sam Darnold could have a bad game. He's not a great quarterback. He's sufficient. He gets the job done, and when he's on, he's on. But he goes through ups and downs. He can be off. And if he is off,
you'll know by the interceptions.
Yeah, if he is off, then yeah, that could get ugly. The inability to run the ball could bite them a little bit because they don't have Charbonnet.
They do not.
So that could bite them a bit.
Turnovers, interceptions, And in the case of the Patriots, can they get to penalties or something? Can they get to the quarterback? Can they get to Darnold?
Yeah, and penalties. I mean, I think the defense is way superior. I think that the offense is. I don't want to sell New England short. Is what I'm saying. This is not New England's not a bad team. They didn't get there by being lucky. They beat some pretty good teams. They've showed up at the right time.
And Vrabel's been a good leader.
And yeah, coach of the year. And I don't. I just don't think that. The Seahawks cannot take these guys for granted. That's the other way they can lose it. Is by just taking New England for granted. By just believing the hype. I don't think that Coach McDonald will let that happen. But sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes the
defense could probably score for the Seahawks, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, that they've shown that they're superior on special teams. They're superior. They just look like a team, like a team that's ready to start something huge and be good for a bunch of years. But they're young, and they're I don't want to say they're inexperienced because they are experienced, but there's been. We forget that this is a team that during the year had trouble scoring in the first half and also had some games that they almost gave away. And sometimes in the same game. I guess if I see them put up 14 points or so in the first half, 14 or 21 points in the first half, I'll feel a lot more comfortable. If it's nothing, 3-0 or 3-3 or something like that at the end of the first half, maybe I'll worry a little bit. So I'm not worried. I think the Seahawks are going to win. I don't think they're going to lose. But I'm not foolish enough to say that they couldn't lose.
And if you're given the scoring that we witnessed in the playoffs, you got to score more than 30 points if you want to win. Although the betting line is for a low-scoring game. But the betting line, all bets are off once the kickoff is put into the air into the end zone. The break-even point of like 31 points. If you can't score 30 points, you can't beat the Seahawks. And often that was the breaking point.
Seems to be, yeah, because when they would come back in those second halves, they would wind up with 30 points. 27 to 30 points easy. And usually 34 to 39.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you're going to have to score 30 points to beat them, probably, more than likely. But again, it's all speculation. We just don't know. We're dealing in the one thing that is is experience will tell us. we don't know what's going to happen on game day. We don't know who's going to be sick. We don't know who's going to be pissed off. We don't know whose mind is going to be wandering. We don't know whose butt is going to pucker because they're in the Super Bowl. We don't know.
Strange things can happen in terms of the emotions around that game. A good example of that is the 49ers are playing Cincinnati in Super Bowl. Dwight Clark, the wide receiver, ran to the wrong side of the field. Standing around, looking around, he said, "What the hell? Where's my team? These guys look like Cincinnati Bengals." And they were. He was on the wrong side of the field. And if you can imagine the state of mind he must have been in to run to the wrong side of the field and actually run all the way to the side and stand there for a second before he realized where he was and what he had done. And that's because the level of emotions were so great that day for him. It wasn't that he wasn't used to playing football or being part of big games, but it was above that. It was another world, and his sensory readout was not working as he ran to the wrong side of the field.
Yeah. That's and those are the things that, like I'm saying, can happen. Those are the things
Right.
that can throw a team off. Those are the things, that can and again, I the fact that they rolled over the 49ers last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, is a good sign. I'm not going to take anything away from them that they did that, but let's not, let's not get too cocky. Fans can get cocky. Fans can I guess I'm a fan, right? I mean, I'm not working, but I still look at these games as a host, as a sports commentator, somebody who has got some experience under their belt and knows that strange things happen. And
it's a fact.
No matter where I'm wearing this or what, strange things happen. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's I think it's going to be, it's going to be a great day. I mean, we're going to go to, we're going to go over to Mike Brown's party over at the Aurora Borealis, hang out there, and, enjoy the game with a bunch of other Seahawk fans and rooting and cheering and,
tearing it up.
Yeah, having fun, eating wings and having fun. I understand that there's tickets available to the game. I've seen from a number of sources.
They were not purchased, or they
they're not purchased. They're season ticket holders tickets that have not been purchased, that the team still has. When you have a face value on tickets that are $4,500 and up, that's what you're going to get. Not everybody can afford $4,500 a ticket. And not everybody's willing to put it on their credit cards and go into debt to buy those tickets.
Plus, add another couple thousand for travel and hotel if you're coming from Boston.
Well, I mean, you could conceivably, if you were going just for the game, if you're coming from Boston, you're kind of screwed. You got to fly, and you got to get a hotel, and it's really tough to get a hotel right now. So you got a couple of $1,000s for that. At least if you're here, conceivably, if somebody said to you, "Here's a ticket to the game," you could get in your car, drive down there. It's a 12, 14, 15-hour drive. But you could do it. You could get in your car, drive down there, go to the game, start to head back, and stay, somewhere in, outside
Stay,
of the Bay Area.
stay in Weed, California.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, and that wouldn't be that. That wouldn't be. I mean, if you really wanted to go to the game and somebody, you just wanted to spend the 4,500, and then 500 on top of it for gas and one night of a hotel room outside of the Bay Area. Really, not even outside the Bay Area. All you got to do is go north of Santa Clara. Get on the other, get into Oakland, get into San Leandro, get up I-80 a bit, or go out to if you're
Head up
going back,
5. You may get as far as Reading.
yeah, out toward I-5, or drive out. If you're not going to go that way, go straight out and stay in like a place like Tracy or something like that on your way back. But you'll be able, you'll get a hotel room if you go up by Pinole or someplace up there. You'll get a discount hotel room. People aren't staying that far away from the stadium. I don't think.
No, they're not. Plus, remember, it's 35 miles, which translates into 45 to an hour commute from Radio Row in San Francisco to the stadium in Santa Clara.
Yeah,
they are not close to one another.
It's probably 35 miles. It's probably 35 miles in 2 hours. It's probably an hour to get out of San Francisco. Traffic. My sister works close to the Moscone Center, and she said traffic has been horrible. Horrible enough that she didn't go into work for a couple of days. She just stayed home and worked. It was impossible to get around in downtown San Francisco.
The city is chock-a-block.
So, I mean, that's you got to think about that. But I'm still going to go with the Seahawks to win, and I'm still going to go with I'm going to go to a remarkably similar score as we saw in the playoffs, in the championship game. I still think it winds up being, maybe 31-23, something like that, 31-21. I think the Hawks will score their 30 points, and I don't think that New England will. So I'll go with that number, 30. I'll go with 31-23.
I'll go with 34-24. Seahawks.
Okay, so you say, let me write this down. You say 30, what is it?
34-24.
34-24. And I say 31-23. Who will be the MVP?
I guess Darnold.
I'm going to go with Smith Jigba.
You better have a good game.
No, he's going to have a good game. I'm trying to think of.
And Willie Bobo's going to have a good game too.
Yeah. Well, a number of Seahawks going to have a good game. New England's going to have a good game. Somebody on a couple of guys. Well, Derek May. I don't know. I just haven't watched him enough to know what he is
He's dangerous.
and what he'll be able to do. Um, I know that Mike Vrabel is a good coach, but I also know that McDonald is a good coach.
When you give good coaches 2 weeks to prepare, you really play to their strengths.
Yeah, although I think it's I don't know. I think the toughest thing in these weeks, 2 weeks, is keeping everybody's mind on the game. There's so much shit going on. There's so many distractions,
Madness.
so much insanity, so many people around, so many people want things, so many people want you to appear here and appear there and do this and do that. And you got family members calling you up for tickets, and you got, just insane stuff going on around the game. I mean, I hope that each one of these guys have somebody that they can trust that just takes care of, business for them.
It's vital that they stay disconnected from all that.
Yeah.
Those distractions that you're talking about are real.
Yeah.
And
anybody who's been to a Super Bowl knows how real they are.
Not productive.
Yeah. Anybody who's been to a Super Bowl knows how real and been on something like Radio Row. Now, obviously, the players in the game aren't on Radio Row. They get sequestered as of yesterday, I think. I don't know where their practices and their run-throughs are, but even without that, it's just when the insanity ceases, the uncertainty takes over. Am I good enough to be in this game? Am I, how did I get here? Gee, I can't believe I'm here.
Will I ever be back?
Will I ever be back? Do I have to, can I not make if I make a mistake, and I don't care how good you are, how much ego you have, that those thoughts seep into your head.
We were discussing earlier this week where the teams were playing. The Patriots were at Stanford. I don't know where the Seahawks were. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? Were the Seahawks at Stanford?
I don't know. I actually don't know where the Seahawks are practicing.
I believe it was the Patriots. I don't know where the Seahawks worked out. Here's what I love. Here's what I love. I just gotta, get notices. So one of the people that are on my Facebook have posted Democratic hypocrisy. Why bother?
So what I do in that case is I go to this and I just look for the
send them flying backward down the internet.
And I just find them on there. And I they're gone. I don't have to see them ever again. And this is a guy, let me tell you something. This is a guy who owns an advertising agency in town. See, that's what I don't get.
What his clients are like?
He actually does a lot of casinos and stuff like that. So maybe he's playing to his crowd. But I had another guy earlier this week post some insane stuff. And he's a guy that owns a company that distributes cars to the media. I mean, if I'm in business like that, in that kind of business, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
He's been emboldened. He thinks his point of view is more important now that Trump's in office. His way of thinking and his traditional dark thoughts are
No, it's just
welcome.
nuts.
They're
You got to
welcome in
be
America.
nuts. You got to be nuts to post anything like that if you're in a business, especially a business that is so hypersensitive to political
Image.
image, where they actually put in the contracts when you take these cars, when you are given these cars, it says right in the contract, you will not put any political posters or any political jargon or use the car for any political purpose. You'll not put a bump sticker on the car. You'll not put a sign on the car. You'll not put anything. You'll not take a candidate for office and drive in the car. It specifically says it in most, if not all, of the contracts that you sign when you get these cars. So for somebody who is a partner in one of the firms that distributes these cars to the media and has a number of friends from the car companies, matter of fact, most of the people that are on his line, his friends line, are PR people from the car companies.
We now know without a doubt how he's really feeling.
And yeah, I just don't understand how
he's risking the reputation and structure of his agreement just because he feels safe doing it. He feels qualified to make these judgment calls.
Well,
and he feels you're going to come along with him.
I think these people must think that all of these people feel like they do. That it's just the libtards that don't feel like they do. This isn't a you're a liberal or a conservative. This has nothing to do with that. This is a matter of decency. This is a matter of being a decent human being.
It's a bit much to ask for these days, Vinnie, as you know.
Well, I just I just don't. I just find it unbelievable that people. I find it unbelievable that people think like that. Well, no, I don't find it unbelievable. I find it sad that there's people that think like that, and I find it even sadder that there's people that think that everybody thinks like that.
Well, speaking of cars, what do you got going for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Oh, gee, Michael, I got drive time tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and we're going to talk about. Well, we got a couple of things. We're going to actually try to be at Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning. If it's not pouring rain, I'm going to go to Cars and Coffee because I'm just a fan of Cars and Coffee, and it's the weather has been nice, and with the weather being nice, it's time to get out there and see what's going on with the cars with the Cars and Coffee. Now I'm driving this week this beautiful Ford Mustang Mach-E GT.
I like
and
it.
This is a 25, not a 26, and it's a rocket, man. It is one of, this is one of my favorite electric cars. This is a car that's, it's been out a while. It's been out 5-6 years. And every time I drive one, I don't want to give it back. It's just if I were to go out and buy an electric car, I mean, it's I think expensive. This particular model is $50,000. It's got everything in it. But Michael, there's one thing in here that I've never seen in a car before.
And that would be what?
The car has a freaking karaoke machine in it.
That's not right. There's got to be some mistake.
It's got, my daughter and I were sitting in the car last night.
Singing the song?
To Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham. And I didn't tape it. I will tape it someday.
But not today.
It's, if you look on that center screen, which is huge, and you put it over to the apps, there is a karaoke app. And you can sit in the car and karaoke along to Wake Me. We were doing Bad Bunny. I was karaoke in Spanish, man. That was worth the price of admission right there. But this Ford Mustang Mach E GT is it's got a frunk, not a big frunk, but enough to put some stuff in. I just think it's if you're gonna buy an electric car, if you're thinking to yourself, I want an electric car, you could. This is one you should be looking at.
What's the model number again?
Say again?
What's the model number again?
The model number, it's a Mustang Mach E GT. And stunning car. Or you could say it's a $50,000 karaoke machine.
And it's been around for 6 years, this model?
Yeah. It's I think this is the 6th year.
That one snuck by me.
Yeah, this is the 4th one I've driven. But none before has been more enjoyable than this one.
Does it have all the songs ever recorded by the Whams, or just that one?
I don't know. It's got a lot of songs. I mean, there's a ton of songs in there, man. When I go to Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning to tape the show, I'm going to see if I can get a few of the Cars and Coffee guys to come over and maybe karaoke too. I'll have to give them something simple, like Sherry.
Or Proud Mary.
Or something by the Beatles or something like that. But maybe we'll get a Cars and Coffee karaoke going tomorrow morning.
It sounds desperate, but good radio, so roll with it.
Yes, it'll if nothing else, it'll be good radio.
Well, have a good show tomorrow, Vinnie. We'll tune in at 11 o'clock to see what song you choose for Cars and Coffee's karaoke confounding conundrum.
Yes, it'll be fun, and it's one other quick thing about this car is I've been playing with the Ford has a thing called Blue Cruise, so it allows you to get on the highway and not touch the steering wheel. Sit back and just let the car do its own thing, and pretty interesting. I used it yesterday to drive from downtown Seattle up to Edmonds.
How does the car know? How does the car work when it's time to change lanes?
You don't even have to change. It changes lanes by itself. If it comes too close to the car in front of you, it automatically changes lanes.
Wow.
You don't even have to change the lane. If you change the lanes, it'll change the lanes for you. But if you a couple of times it rode up on the car in front of me, and it just automatically put the blinker on, check to see if there was anything beside me, and change lanes. It was
Wow.
truly an eerie feeling.
I'll bet that would drive
Yeah,
me crazy.
it takes a little getting used to, but this Blue Cruise that Ford uses is really something else, and it's not only in this Ford product, it's in a bunch of Ford products. But definitely, if you are somebody who puts a lot of highway miles on a car, a lot of freeway miles on a car, it takes some of the stress out of driving. It's a really interesting. I'd love to take a nice long road trip with this stuff, with this Blue Cruise, and see how it operates across country. Maybe I'll do Route 66 this summer because it's the 100th anniversary of Route 66 with a Ford Mustang instead of. I was trying to get a Corvette, but I don't know. Now I'm starting to think that a Ford Mustang might be the way to go. But GM has a similar thing too, so we'll see. All right, Michael.
But do they have the karaoke? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, see, the Corvette's not going to have the karaoke.
No.
If I'm driving cross country, I want to have the karaoke.
And wake me up before you go. Have a good show tomorrow, Vinnie, at 11 o'clock.
Thanks, Michael. I'll see you on Monday, man. Go Seahawks. Let's bring home a win and watch this town go nuts.
Indeed.
Once again. All right, Mike. See you Monday if the Lord's willing, the creek don't rise. Peace, love, and Seahawks.
What a wine. What a team.
All right, Michael. Take care.
See you, buddy.
Thank you all for listening, folks.